First, I was on the phone with this one lady, and of course, before they started, they're like, phone call, trying to help you. They're like, okay, what's your number in case we just get disconnected? So here we are 30 minutes into it, and we got disconnected. Well, she never called me back. So then I
Oh,
had to call someone else and go through the whole process again.
oh,
I
that's the
was like,
worst. That is the worst.
it was it was not fun. So, all right, well, let's go over chapter 17. It's preventative care dentistry, pretty easy, pretty straightforward, like how to floss, how to brush your teeth. So, the goal of preventative dentistry is to achieve and maintain optimum oral health for a lifetime. Make sure that our gums and our teeth are healthy. And so, because we have bacteria in our mouth all the time, right? So, bacterial dental biofilm, also known as plaque, is sticky, soft deposit on bacteria that, sorry, okay, I'm distracted, but I'm back. All right. So, plaque, the biofilm, it forms an hour after we brush, even. So that's why we are supposed to, they say brush 3 times a day, but if you can brush 2 times a day, that's great. In the morning and at night. If you can brush in the afternoon, great. If not, it's okay.
What toothpaste do you use?
Um,
Or which one do you recommend for whitening the teeth better?
right now, I think we're using Colgate Optimal Healthcare. It's whitening.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, all of those are really good. A lot of people think, oh, you just put it on your teeth, brush your teeth. But it's the process of brushing your teeth for at least 2 minutes that the whitening agents they
Happen.
put in the toothpaste really helps. It's
Oh.
not one of these, okay, out the door I go.
You
Yeah.
have to brush this like for the instance this like the front part for 2 minutes?
No, your whole
No.
mouth.
Okay, the whole mouth, 2 minutes. Yeah, okay.
The whole mouth, 2 minutes. But just, circular motion, making sure you get at the gum line because that's where that plaque likes to hang out. They
Okay.
like to have a party. And then brushing your tongue too. Yeah, make sure you brush your tongue. So subgingival biofilm is above the gum, and then um, that's what we can easily brush off. Is the biofilm, the plaque. The little sticky, white, nasty stuff. But then if it is below the gum and harder to clean, that's underneath the gum, and that's subgingival. Supragingival is above, subgingival is below. You can think of like a submarine, right? Submarine is below the water. All right. Um, Dental calculus. So if the plaque sits there, it ends up getting really, really hard and it turns into calculus. And the calculus um, only can be removed by a hygienist or a dentist. So once that forms, it's going to be there until they scrape it off, either using curettes, which are special instruments, or Cavitron, which is also like a handpiece that they use for the hygienist. Dental caries. So, dental caries, we also known as a fancy word for decay. Um, so, when a cavity starts, it appears white. And that is called demineralization. And then, and I'm under dental caries where it talks about the white spot, and it's known as demineralization. But if someone starts brushing good and really, eating healthier, that white spot will never form and it will remineralize itself and never turn into a cavity, which is pretty cool. And that white spot is pretty hard too. Now the white spot won't ever go away, but it will never turn into a cavity. Gum disease. So bacteria can start eating away the bone around the teeth, and the teeth can become loose and fall out. We will get into the periodontal chapter next week, or it might be this week. I forget. But anyway, if you see on page 264, you can see that nasty plaque. And there it is, sitting right there at the gum line. It looks pretty grody. Pretty gross. If y'all want to pull out your phones and look at what calculus looks like, calculus is basically hard plaque. So what kind of toothbrush should we be using? A hard, medium, or soft?
Soft.
Soft. A soft toothbrush. Yep. I don't even know why they make hard, but they do. And a lot of people think if they have to brush hard to get the plaque off, and that is not the case. That is not the case. It's how someone brushes in a circular motion and for 2 minutes. Have y'all ever seen someone's toothbrush where it was like flat? No. Yeah. My dad, I used to have to get him new toothbrushes all the time. It was just flat, and I'm like, Daddy, quit brushing so hard. No wonder you don't have any teeth. But it does. If you brush too hard or use a hard toothbrush, it does scratch the enamel, and it can make the gum line recede. All right. Do y'all see where it looks like pink on the teeth on page 265? That's from a disclosing tablet, and it's a little pink tablet. And so what they say to do is brush your teeth. And then you would chew up this disclosing tablet, and where it left pink or red is where you didn't brush very good. And then, so it shows you if you're a good brusher or not. So, but Act, that brand Act, ACT, they have a mouth rinse that works the same as the disclosing tablet. So you could get that and see how you brush if you're a good brusher. All right. Flossing. Flossing. How often should we floss, do you think?
Every day.
Every day. Every day. At least once a week if you can. At least once a week if you can. If you can't get it every day or every other day, at least once a week. So, but yeah. And then in clinic, y'all will learn how to polish each other's teeth and how to floss. And so I'll show you how to do that in clinic. Okay. All right. If you notice on 264, there's a bunch of different dental aids. There's a brush that looks like a Christmas tree, and that can go in between the teeth. If somebody has deep pockets, or if they have, gaps in between their teeth, they could use that. A toothpick, or even like a rubber toothpick. Those are all known as interdental aids, and they get in between the teeth, just like the floss does. Because sometimes people, especially older patients, have a hard time with their being ambidextrous, so just using one of those would help. Anything would help for sure. Someone said, "Well, what teeth do I floss? The ones you want to keep? Those are the teeth you what teeth do you floss? The ones you want to keep." Yep. Excuse me, 1 second. Now, go. Sorry. My dog is worse than a kid. The minute I get on here, not every day, but some days, acts a fool into everything. All right. So, um, fluoride. What does fluoride do? Do y'all remember what I said fluoride does? It helps strengthen the enamel. It helps fight against cavities. And so the Dental Public Health is the one that decided they were going to start putting fluoride in our water and in our toothpaste. Remember me saying that? Because there's some people that don't get a chance to go to the dentist or can't afford to go to the dentist. And so at least they're getting fluoride some way through the water and through the toothpaste. So, all right. Now, in Ferris, they have too much fluoride in their water. And so, if someone grew up in Ferris and they were constantly drinking water from the tap, just regular tap water, as their permanent teeth come in, it will have fluorosis and their little brown and white spots on in the actual enamel. It's you might think someone has a cavity, but it's not a cavity. It's called fluorosis. And the only way that they can get rid of their fluorosis is through veneers and crowns. They could try to bleach their teeth, bleach the staining, but because it's instringent, meaning inside the enamel, it's just going to make the white spot look whiter. It will fade the brown spots, but the white spots will look. And if you want to look on your phone, someone that has fluorosis, if you want to Google fluorosis on the teeth, you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to Google with y'all. I don't know what it looks like, but I want y'all to know. And some have it really bad and some don't. And just go to images. So that is known as fluorosis. Do y'all see it? How their teeth almost look speckled. That's fluorosis. Okay. All right. Topical fluoride. So when the dentist or the hygienist, after they clean the teeth, they'll give the patient, and it's usually 18 years and younger, a fluoride treatment. And it can be in a foam. Let me see if there's a picture. Yeah. Turn to page 277 real quick. Do you see where it looks like a can of mousse? And then there's that yellow tray. That yellow tray is like a foam tray. So they'll put the fluoride in the foam tray, and then they'll place it in the patient's mouth. That is, it shows 4 minutes on that. Um, Depending on the brand, it might be anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes. So it sits in the patient's mouth. Then they take it out and they cannot eat or drink anything, not even water, for 30 minutes after they get a fluoride treatment. So typically with kids, younger kids will do that foam kind. Older kids, if they know how to swish, like a gargle, we'll let them do that with a liquid. So, all right. So that would be under direct supervision as well. So if the dentist told Johnny, hey, go do a fluoride treatment on Lindsay, um, he would physically have to be in the office to delegate that. Okay. All right. Now we're going to talk about food, eating healthy. We all know how to eat healthy, right? It's just hard to do. Super hard to do. Super, super hard to do. Yeah. Like, so hard to do. And I don't know, I feel like it's harder to do in the summertime than it is the winter. And I don't know why. I should be eating more fruit, but I don't know. I just
It's
don't.
just the mindset. It's like how you think of food is very important, and like how you value your health, just in general. I say that because I lost 30 pounds, and like it's something that I went through, and I had to view food as fuel.
I
Exactly.
need you in my life, Johnny.
Huh?
New ways.
I know, like yesterday, I knew we were gonna go to Babe's for lunch. Babe's chicken, and
Mm.
so I was so hungry. Like I started feeling nauseous. So of course they bring out the bread and the salad first. Well, I had one biscuit and then a little thing of salad. I should have stopped there, but you get all the other good stuff that comes with it. So it was there, so I ate it. Yeah. But you're right, it's fuel. So I'm not, yeah, you're just eating to fuel the body.
Yeah, but you should eat your carbs and your fats and your proteins. Like when people want to lose weight, they automatically think that you either need to be on a high protein diet, you need to eat salads. Like you don't need to do none of that. Like to lose weight, you just need to hit your deficit and your protein intake, and then the rest will fall. Like if you learn how to track and count, like if you wanted to eat in your diet a sneaker,
Yeah.
right? And you fit it in to your calories, you're good. You can eat it and you'll lose weight at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it.
But then I have that ice cream that went with that Snickers, and
Yeah. I mean, you could have an ice cream too.
that's
See,
all I'm eating for the day.
yeah. No, they sell these pint ice creams and they contain 360 calories
Oh, I
plus,
love Halo.
yeah, is it Halo?
Yeah.
Halo Tops, yeah, plus 20 grams of protein. Like, that's the best thing. Like,
Oh, I love Halo. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I do. And in fact, that's all if I get ice, and I'm not a big ice cream person, but if I get ice cream, that's what I get.
oh, awesome.
Yeah, just because it doesn't upset my stomach either. Like
Oh,
some
yeah,
candy
it's so
does.
good.
Yeah, yeah. But so those foods that we're talking about, the sugars, those are known as what type of foods? It's right there on the bottom of page 270.
Fructose? No, those are
Uh,
Carriogenic.
yeah, I couldn't figure out how to say it.
Carriogenic foods. They turn into sugars, just like your complex carbohydrates. Those are fruits, vegetables. Um, there's a lot of fruits that do have sugar, but they're more natural sugar, like watermelon, cantaloupe. That's what makes them so tasty. because they're sweet. Yeah, I know. I remember my grandparents for breakfast. It was like, whoa, breakfast is ready. And it was like a piece of toast. Of course, I got orange juice. They had coffee. And then a grapefruit. And I was like, I'm not eating that grapefruit. I don't care for grapefruit. And they're like, well, you can put a little sugar on it. You'd have to put a whole lot of sugar on it for me. But some people like certain things, you know. So, but y'all know how to eat healthy. Y'all know the right things to eat and the wrong things to eat. Yeah. And what vegetables have vitamins, and you know, um, make sure you get plenty of greens as well, not just corn. Oh, okay. So, and then of course on page 272, it lists all the different vitamins: vitamin A, um, fish, liver, green and yellow vegetables. Vitamin D comes from milk, butter, cream. Vitamin K, uh, green leafy vegetables. Vitamin B1, yeast. Um, so you know how y'all can look at all those. I mean, it's pretty interesting. Or you can just take a Centrum. I'm kidding. Any questions on that chapter? So, and it's up to us to teach our patients. You know, typically the hygienist will show the patient how to floss and how to brush. But if they are questioning how to do that, you can show them as well. So that's why I will show you in clinic how to show your patient how to floss.
You like liver? I don't really like it. It's like I tried it once and
Yeah.
I
Growing
just
up,
can't eat that.
that was very popular uh, back when I grew up. And they had this, it was like called liver pate. Pretty gross. And then liver and onions. That was real popular. Like a
that's
bunch of
good.
older people walking around today still like liver and onions. I think it's so yuck. But
I think the onion would give more flavor, but I don't know. It's just so I don't know. Maybe
and
I
then
need.
even the gizzards, like you know, at chicken places you can get gizzards,
Mm, what are
live
gizzards? You
gizzards.
say lizards or gizzards?
Liz, well, I think they're livers,
Uh huh.
but they call them gizzards.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
But they're made of. I mean, it's the liver. It's the chicken's liver,
Uh huh.
fried chicken liver.
Ugh.
Nope, nope, not today.
But see,
Not
no, it's
any day.
eggs. What I'm noticing is that eggs and that liver really contain most of like your vitamins, like to feel
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try chicken. Just see what it's like.
You're gonna try what?
I'm gonna try the chicken liver one.
Okay. Yeah, you can get it at KFC, anywhere they have chicken.
Hey,
Right.
my grandma really likes it from Chicken Express, though.
Yes, yes. Yep, yep. Like I said, a lot of older people, that's what they ate back then. You know,
Every piece of the chicken.
every piece of the chicken. Yes. I will waste. I do not care about wasting. All right. Well, that was chapter 17. It was pretty straightforward. Pull out your abbreviation page where it says dental abbreviations. It will be in your binder with your vocab.
we pulling out?
Dental abbreviation.
Dental abbreviation.
It's right behind all the vocab.
Miss Kneffley,
What?
why do we have the color purple? Scrubs. Like, this is my least favorite color.
I know. I'm sorry.
Behind pink.
As long as the school's been open, it's always been purple. I didn't pick it.
Is it on the third tab?
Sounds good.
Mine's like behind the first.
Okay. So that's good.
Like, right behind all your vocab words.
Okay. I got it.
All right. Sweet. All right. So let's just go through these. EXT is extraction. Extraction is where they, extract the whole tooth. Simple extraction, that would be like a baby tooth or a front tooth. Partial bony extraction is going to be for wisdom teeth. It's where part of the tooth is above the gum and the rest is embedded in the bone. A full bony extraction is wisdom teeth, but it's when the wisdom tooth is underneath the gum and it's embedded in the bone. Full bony. It's all of the tooth is in the bone. Usually OX, they're just gonna tap out the word exam. But you have a complete exam and a limited exam. Your complete exam is where they're looking at every single tooth. A limited exam, they're looking at one or two teeth, like a toothache. FL and FL2 is fluoride, the fluoride treatment. And FL would be for a kid, FL2 would be for an adult. Now, sometimes they do, depending on if the adult, like say a 24-year-old, is really prone to getting cavities, they might start doing fluoride treatments on an adult. N2O, I always call it N2O. You can call it N2O too, but I just call it N2O. That is your nitrous oxide. That's your laughing gas. Abutment and ponic, those go together. That's known as a bridge. And what a bridge is, say I knocked out tooth 8 and 9, but I still had 7 and I had 10. So it would be 4 crowns, but they would be fused together and it would cement. They would file down to number 7. They would file down to number 10, make it look like a little bitty peg, and then cement the whole piece on. And 8 and 9 would be replaced. And that would be permanently cemented on. It would not come in and out like a partial. But it's one solid piece, and each tooth, it's called a unit. It would be a unit. So there's 4 teeth involved. It would be known as a 4-unit bridge. If 3 teeth were involved, it would be known as a 3-unit bridge. If 6 teeth were involved, it would be known as a 6-unit bridge. So however many teeth are involved is how many units it is. Now remember I said 8 and 9 are gone. Those are going to be known as the pontics, the fake teeth. And then what it's cemented onto, my 7 and 10, that it actually submitted onto, those would be considered abutments. So how I remember the difference of what's the ponic and what's the abutment, I know that the ponic is the fake tooth because this is how I remember it. When I was in high school, there was this girl and she was really fake and she drove a red Pontiac. She was like, oh, I was like, oh, boy. But anyway, she was real fake and she drove a red Pontiac. So that's how I remember that the fake tooth is the Pontiac. A Pontiac is a car. So I don't even know if they still have those. All right. You have a full upper denture and a full lower denture. And it's real easy to write. You would do an F and then a slash. So if your F was above your slash, that would mean a full upper denture. If you had an F below your slash, that's a full lower denture. If you have an F and an F, what does that mean? What would that mean if I had two Fs?
Upper and lower?
Yep. Upper and lower. Very good. And that would be for an upper denture. A denture is going to replace all the missing teeth. Okay. A partial, same thing. If you had a P and a slash, your P's at the top, that means that's an upper partial. If you had a slash and the P was below your slash, lower partial. And a partial is going to come in and out of the mouth, but it's going to replace some missing teeth. All right. PX is a fancy word, or fancy word. Prophylaxis is a word for prophy. Prophy is a cleaning. So PX is a teeth cleaning. So if you want to write teeth cleaning next to PX, PX is a prophylaxis. It's a teeth cleaning. Then you have an FMX, full mouth X-ray, which y'all know what that is because y'all learned that last week. And then your bite wing X-rays, BWX. Panoramic, that's the one that goes all the way around the head. Then you have a Ceph. A Ceph is taken for ortho only, and it's a picture of the skull of your head, and that's for ortho only. Don't worry about RC because most of your dentists are going to call it RCT. They're both the same thing. RC and RCT are the same thing. It's a root canal therapy. PVC and PFM, guys, those are going to be the same thing as well. Those are both crowns. They're porcelain fused to metal crowns. So you would have metal and then you would have porcelain on top, and the porcelain would match the color of your teeth. All right. FGC is a full gold crown. The whole crown is made out of gold. SSC, stainless steel crown. That's going to be for kids. They already come pre-made, and they're made out of stainless steel, and we just shape them to the kids' teeth. PA is a single X-ray. You'll hear this a lot. He'll say, "Go get me a PA of tooth number 2," and PA stands for periapical, but it is a single X-ray. SRP and RP and S are the same thing. They're scaling and root planning. So it's a deep cleaning where they go below the gum and clean the roots and the teeth. Patients have to be numb when they have scaling and root planning. and they typically do it in two visits. The right side of the mouth, they'll numb it up, clean it up, and then 2 weeks later they come back, numb up the left side, clean it up, do skilling and root cleaning. All right. S is for sealant. I have a video that I'm going to have you watch on what a sealant is. I think it's tomorrow or the next day. It's a little thin coating. It almost looks like milk. And they just paint it on the occlusal surface of molars when molars first come in. And it's to help protect against cavities. PT is patient. TA is toothache. AMAL is amalgam. COMP is composite. What's the composite, Caitlin? What's a composite?
Tooth colored crown.
Yeah, good. And Johnny, what's amalgam?
It's a.
It's in your brain. It's in your brain. What's amalgam?
Wait, you say it's located in the brain?
No, I know that you know it.
Oh, is the gum? No, it's the
So Caitlin just said that composite was the tooth colored filling. What's amalgam? It's one of your vocab words too. Lindsay?
The metal crown feeling?
It's the silver filling. It's the silver filling.
Yeah.
So composite is the tooth colored filling. Amalgam is the silver filling. Yes.
the silver filling. Okay, yeah.
Johnny's like, it will be in my brain next time, I promise.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Osseous surgery. That is the very first surgery I ever did in dental. So what it is if someone has scaling and root planing and that didn't work, what they have to do is numb the patient's mouth, take a scalpel, and they cut the gum, flap the gum back, and then scrape the roots and get all the carotid tissue out from underneath. So
Sounds awful.
it's pretty gruesome. So I remember I was assisting in that, and I was like kind of woozy. And the dentist said, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Uh-huh." And he was like, "Welcome to dentistry." Yeah. Yeah. All right. Perio maintenance. So after someone does have scaling and root planing, or they have osseous surgery, they need to get their teeth cleaned every 3 months instead of every 6 months. So it's considered perio maintenance. A buildup. So if they're going to do a crown on a tooth, but they go in there and they get out all the decay and there's nothing but a shell left of the tooth, they need to build it back up to give it its strength. And it's almost going to be like a composite material, but they give it its strength. They build the tooth back up, and that's a buildup. A post and core is where they drill a post down into the root of the tooth after a root canal. So only a root canal tooth can get a post and core. Only a root canal can get a post and core because they're drilling this post down inside the root. If there was your pulp, if you drilled a post right into your pulp, you would be in excruciating pain. So only root canal teeth can have a post. And what that post does, it just gives that root and that tooth extra stability. It's almost like pillars on a house that just give that extra stability to help hold the roof up. IMP stands for impression. IMP stands for impression, so write that down. SC stands for seat crown. SEAT, crown. Seat crown. And what a seat crown is, and if you want to write a love note, it's when we permanently cement a crown on. We permanently cement a crown on. RX is prescription. All prescriptions are charted in red. And then ANES, that's anesthetic.